Petrus Petitus de Amazonibus Dissertatio, Episode 6.
Cui consequens est ut neque materiam cuiquam decendi, nedum disputandi praebere valeat. His ac cadit Palafatus, qui eadem ut apparet, consideratione inductus, ea omnia quae literatrum monumentis prodita, ad nos usque pervenerunt, facta credi apportere censet. Solum id videndum num ad eum modum quo facta perhibentur an secus, in quo aliquam existere posse dubitationem fatetur.
This selection begins with cui, the relative pronoun, the antecedent of which, I believe, from the previous selection or portion is quod penitus nihil est, that which exists in no way, that which does not at all have any kind of existence. So, in agreement, consequens, in agreement with this, or following upon this, is this idea, ut valeat. Cui is neuter, singular, and dative. It's a dative used with this adjective consequens. So following on this idea is this: something that does not exist at all, valeat, is able to offer or provide praebere neque materiam cuiquam decendi, no material, no subject matter to anyone of speaking. So if something does not exist, it's not possible for anyone to have something to talk about, much less, nedum, can it offer to anyone cuiquam praebere, cuiquam materiam disputandi, that is, subject matter for arguing, raising an argument or a reasonable discourse. So these two clauses here go together nicely. Neque, ne dum. Valeat is used with both, although it is gapped from the first one. That is, there is no valeat after decendi. Praebere is used with both, and it is gapped from both of them, as is quite natural to put the infinitive and the finite verb last in the period, in the clause. And then the object is included in the first one, the object of praebere, with the gerund decendi, but the object is gapped from the second one, as materiam is an object here of praebere, and then there's the gerund disputandi. Palafatus expressed similar sentiments. His is neuter, plural, and dative with the verb accedo, and accedit here is in the perfect. He expressed similar sentiments. Palafatus, who, by the same, so it appears, by the same thinking, the same consideration, was led, inductus, he was led by the same consideration, such that, really, as inductus is masculine singular nominative, modifying Palafatus, we don't really need to translate it as a finite or independent verb, since the main verb is censet, as it was in a previous passage. When I say main verb, it's the main verb of the cui clause, who, led by a similar consideration, so it seems, thought that ea omnia, all those things, and then within the relative clause we have another relative clause, so within the cui clause we have now a quae clause, who thought that all those things which pervenerunt had come down to us in the present day, as having been recorded or committed prodita to the monuments of literature, the famous works of literature, he thought that all those things, ea omnia, ought apportere, to be believed, credi, passive infinitive, to have happened, facta esse, implicit. Why doesn't Petitus add esse there? Well, because he's already dealing with two other infinitives, credi and apportere. So to add a third here would probably be bad style. But the idea is implicit. He thought, censet, that only this thing, id videndum, only this ought to be examined, namely whether num, in the same way in which, ad eum modum, or in that way in which the deeds were produced, that is, whether they happened in the way in which the deeds were recorded, or whether they happened secus, differently. On this point, in quo, he confesses fatetur that aliquam dubitationem, some hesitation or some uncertainty could existere posse. Who is Polyphatus? A rather obscure author de incredibilibus, on things that are hard to believe or unbelievable, a Greek text from the 4th century BC most likely.